Welcome to Christmas in these unprecedented times. I hope this poem finds you well. Well, where to begin with a year that's unlike any other, where we feel other, blinded by the lights and legislation that makes us wonder whether we'll even get to see each other. Reminds me of another year that I hear was unlike any other. You know the story. Mary, Joseph, pregnancy, and a donkey for an Uber. Hope of the world delivered in a world gone mad, where crazed leaders demanded blood from their gold-gilded podiums. All sounds strangely familiar. Christian Christmas painted by numbers, baby born in a manger where no one else was, wise men following a star, not knowing how far from their comfort zones it would lead. Led towards life by a minuscule light in the night sky, just lost people looking for a single sign of purpose, all sounding strangely familiar. Our Christmas lists are filling up, our bank accounts are rounding down, our hopes and plans for Christmas misplaced and placed into some kind of cosmic lost and found. Thoughts turn from thriving to surviving, get through the year and hope I'm not left wanting. And all of it again sounds strangely familiar. So, what's with God's grand plan? All of creation's might just be born into human form. Strength contained in weakness and all sounding strangely unfamiliar. God drawing near, not disregarding our fears, but instead showing us that Jesus had no problem coming here. God concocting a rescue to end all rescue plans that should have ended in disaster but now gives hope to man. Sending the best of him into the worst of us, maintaining that surprising balance between divinity and dust. This is more than a metaphor of light banishing darkness. It's a holy intervention. I'd call it divine madness. God chose to be born from a virgin's womb, a reject from an inn that just had no room. God is outcast, yet spends his life showing how to cast nets of hope to people drowning in a sea of uncertainty. I'm certainly not going to stand here and preach a faith of plain sailing. It's hard and it's tough, it can feel like you're failing, but Jesus came to the earth to show us this one thing, that love will always triumph over evil. Of God's forgiving grace there's really no equal. He preaches a faith that's almost heretical in the second chances it comes and gives to all. Jesus instead chose a life in its humblest beginnings that shows me there's hope in the darkest of evenings. And I don't know why Jesus came and gave us his life, but with his life's first deep breath, he forever changed mine. So, this Christmas I worship him like I've got nothing left to give, because I've given up pretending to be perfect and I'll never give in. To an enemy that bleeds fear into our holy water supplies, instead I'll choose to remember a God who chose nobodies to raise up our Christ. It seems like the days are darker now than ever before, but there's need and there's homeless and there's loneliness and poor. The winter winds are howling through the branches of hope, drowning out our prayers as they're caught in our throat. But I won't lose sight of that North Star, drawing me towards a light that sometimes seems so far. And yet so far he's never let me down, and I'll be damned if I give up on him now. Holiness stepping down from isolation, digging nails into the dirt and bringing salvation. That's a story that captivates generations, liberates people from selfish creations that demand more of ourselves than God ever asked of us, tormenting ourselves with presents and money and cost. God knows I've gone off wandering, but I'll never be lost. Instead, I'm found by a God who happily counted the cost, who chose to live life that would end on the cross. He changed the world in ways we never saw coming, and it all started here on a Christmas Day morning.